Hey guys, welcome back to Tea Time. I'm your host Jaidyn. I'm here with AJ, and we have a special guest, Jaidyn Matamoras.
Hello.
Jaidyn, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah. I've never been a guest on anything before. I'm sure like Chris Evans and Brad Pitt didn't call you back, so that's why I'm here. But I'm excited to be here. I'm kind of not sure what we're gonna talk about, but I think I have an idea. But yeah.
You want to give some background information for our fans? Let us know, what's about you. Tell us about yourself.
I am a junior at University of Texas in Arlington, majoring in software engineering, and I'm really into and involved with the esports organization here. So yeah.
Into video games. Is that what I could say I'm a big gamer myself. I play Sims.
No, she's not.
I am. I love playing Sims. I was obsessed with Sims for a long time.
Mhm.
I dabble in Fortnite a little bit, Don't hate, okay, guys. I'm okay in Fortnite. I'm not great with this new season, but when quarantine happened, I was killer. I was getting dubs after dubs.
Fortnite is not my scene, but
Oh,
that used to be really cool, and then it kind of became really cringy. At least I think.
maybe I'm just cringing. I'm just in it for the trends. I just watch a lot of YouTubers play it. So
It's definitely popular.
It's I think it will stay popular. It's a shooting.
Yeah.
I hope not. No.
I think so. With the new generation, it's gonna stay popular because
It's gonna stay popular, especially if you're adding like Rick and Morty and like
Just don't want it
Venom.
I don't want it to stay popular.
Ariana Grande got on Fortnite. LeBron James got on Fortnite.
Travis Scott got on Fortnite.
Yeah, Travis Scott got on Fortnite. Like they're keeping it relative, so then kids could be like, oh my god, like, and they put TikTok dances in Fortnite, so kids are like, oh my god, I can do the little floss on, all that stuff.
Yeah, that's like the worst parts. Two cringiest things is TikTok and Fortnite combined into one.
Oh, I love it. Oh, are we not into TikTok here? What's everyone's take on it?
Jaidyn's like really into TikTok now.
I'm not into TikTok. No.
You're not into TikTok?
I have TikTok. It doesn't mean I'm into TikTok. But like I got TikTok like a few months ago because I didn't get it whenever everyone else was getting it because all I saw was nothing but like cringy lip syncs and these weird dances. I don't know. I hated everything related to TikTok. But now there's like only like funny memes and stuff coming out of it. So that's the part I like.
I think you have to be on the right side of the For You page because, like, I think everyone's For You page is different. I could say, like, my For You page is more of, like, the trendy, the dances, I guess. Like, I wouldn't say I've got cringy lip singings, but I got the trendy dances. I get always, like, the couple videos. So it's what I like on TikTok. So that's why. And funny, I get funny stuff sometimes. There's some humorous people on TikTok that I like.
Yeah. My For You page is the exact opposite, probably. It's a lot of just, like, ironic humor, I guess.
AJ, what's your For You page right now? I do not have that.
Right now it's a bunch of cars, modded cars, and like music suggestions.
Oh, did you? I feel like you sent me a recent TikTok. You did. You sent me a recent.
Oh yeah, it was about space racism.
I didn't watch it. You sent it yesterday, but I'm kind of late to the game. But this girl just talking about men. What? I did not read what it said, but
it's they were talking about astrology, I think.
And that had to do with space racism.
It is space racism.
Because men go on the moon and not the moon. Well, I don't get it. I don't get it.
No, like astrology is right. Is it astrology where they're like, oh, if you're this sign, you're probably
men will make fun of
or whatever.
Like
that's not racism. That's just prejudice.
No, it's like I don't date Virgos or I don't date. That's
I get it.
Okay, but like, if you guys actually legit, like go into depth and figure out astrology, like you would think the same. Like, go back and look at. You go find the
real science majors. We're not like fake.
It's not real.
Yeah,
okay, well that's your opinion, but I'm telling you, you go look at that and you go look at you figure out when your ex-girlfriend birthday was, and then see the traits that she had for her zodiac sign, you're probably like, that's why we didn't match out, because we're not soulmates. I'm gonna tell you right now, Sam's a Libra and I'm a Cancer. We're not compatible, but we work. Okay, we make the way to work. So sometimes you can break the stigma.
What if it's two of the same sign dating, or I guess together?
That's actually
That's forbidden.
compatible. No,
You can't do that. It's forbidden.
like my soulmate as a zodiac sign is a Taurus, and literally I actually was not with someone that was a Taurus, but I liked a Taurus, and I didn't like him. He liked me, but I did not like him. He was very clingy and annoying, and that was like in high school. But I'm just saying, he was a Taurus. Those were supposed to be my soulmates, but
should have married him.
What if like it doesn't, first of all, it's not real, but let's say it was. Okay, let's
why you think it's not real. Why is it not real? That's what I want to understand. Why is it not real?
Yeah, personality traits aren't based off when you're born. Doesn't make any sense.
Facts.
Okay, let's say
facts.
Okay, let's say I was born like 2 weeks late or something. Let's say I was supposed to be born in like the Scorpio era or something, and then I was 2 weeks late, and so I turned up into like whatever's next. Okay, let's say, like, am I supposed to be like a Scorpio, or am I supposed to be the next thing? Because my plan today
for a Scorpio, because you're
what?
So you're rising.
A rising? What are you talking about?
You're a rising Scorpio. If you were like, so okay, a Scorpio, that's like in October. So like the next one after that, hold on. I'm telling you, there's a whole thing about it.
It's not real.
I don't know why girls are obsessed with it. I don't know what it is, but like actually for real, like I can vouch, like me and Marina will talk about it all the time, and we're like, oh my god, like this guy's like a Cancer. I met a guy Cancer and he's emotional.
It's because girls need a reason to judge people.
They also need a reason to explain why the relationship didn't work. And it's like, oh, he was a Scorpio. Well, I mean, I had it coming, you know? Just like
now I feel teamed up right here. I'm literally the only girl, so I don't have another girl to back me up. Because no, I don't say we use it as an excuse. I've never used it as an excuse. Like I just said, me and Sam, my boyfriend, is a Libra. We're not compatible at all. Like, no, our personalities don't supposed to fit. Mm-hmm. But we've been dating for almost a year and a half, so it works out. So, but if we break up,
you're like living proof. Yeah, you're living proof. Yeah,
I'm living proof that
it does not real.
No, I still think it's real, but like sometimes you have to just be like, no, like it's you gotta go around it. Sometimes I'm trying to figure out what's after Scorpio, because
something was based around facts that only worked sometimes. I don't think those are called facts anymore.
Well, then who would make up astrology? That's what I'm understanding. Where would you guys? How would that be made up?
Just make it up, just like you can make up fake languages.
Or fiction stories.
And what they do is that they make the personality traits so broad. So like, oh, I'm these things, but like you could probably relate to like some parts of each individual sign.
But like sorry.
No, I'm just saying, like, I don't look it up or anything. I don't really know exactly like the specifics. But if I look at like Sagittarius, which is what I am, it's like, oh, I relate to these two things. But if I look at like Cancer, it's like, oh, I'm also kind of this and this. So like it doesn't really line up. I
see what you mean. Okay, so you're a Sagittarius. So then look, a Scorpio right after Sagittarius. So that means you're a rising Scorpio. Because if you said you were supposed to be born like 2 weeks earlier or whatever, like how you said, you're a rising Scorpio, because that means you were supposed to be born that month, but then you ended up being born a different month. Because, for example, I was supposed to be born in July, July. Yeah, early July. I would still be a Cancer, because the Cancer is like June 22nd through July 22nd. So I was still going to be a Cancer regardless. But like, I'm telling you, I look up like the traits of a Cancer and like how they are. And I'm actually very similar compared to any other ones on there. And
so
like,
if you're born early, are you a falling something? You said it was
am
rising.
I falling or am I descending?
No, I just know the rising one part. I don't really like, I'm not deep into it like some other folks, but like there's some parts of where I believe it. But I've heard a lot of people say that is the devil, so I probably shouldn't believe it, but it's very persuasive because I feel like I do kind of believe in it. It makes sense, okay? To me.
What a mix. Religion and astrology.
Maybe it is. So where's the space racism coming in? I want to understand the TikTok. what was the space?
Oh, he just says well, because what is the TikTok? You should probably look at it before you.
I did look at it. Don't play it over.
Let's
I
see.
didn't
It
watch
says men will make fun of, or yeah, men will make fun of women who like astrology while managing a fake football team.
Yeah, fantasy football.
And then he goes on and says the key thing is that we know that it's fake and that it's a fantasy. That's why it's called fantasy football.
Yeah.
While girls like worship astrology.
So, I say some girls worship it because there are girls who legit like are for real, like down deep, like they're gonna do all the research, they're gonna do everything. Like some of those girls do believe for real, because like my friend just sent me a TikTok that was like Virgo this, and I was like, oh yeah, that's definitely.
What are they saying about Virgos? Huh?
It was saying that she was
Where are
saying like, I forgot what it said. She sent me it today. She was saying something about like talking about your ex or something. Oh,
They're
man.
saying how like no Virgo's ever been successful or something like that.
What?
Man, I wish I could remember what she sent me. Oh, she said, what are your Virgos gonna do for y'all's birthday? Have an attitude? Because Virgos AJ, yeah, you're a Virgo. Yeah, you do be having an attitude sometimes.
See, that's space racism.
Oh, okay. Now
Space racism.
I'm dead. I wish I can't believe I did just now saw that TikTok. I'm not on it that often, so clearly I did not see it until today that you sent it to me. But I'll send AJ random TikToks about different stuff. Like, oh, this is a good TikTok that I want to talk about. There was what was this TikTok? Talking about people who tend to go to sleep late and people who tend to have messy rooms have high IQs. Now, I brought this up to my friend and she said that she thinks that's incorrect. Because she says she goes to bed early and she's high IQ level.
And she's saying she's super smart.
Yeah, but I sometimes go to bed early, and I don't think my IQ is
There's so much wrong with that.
How do we test IQ? Like, what do you do? Take like a big old test? Yeah, what questions are considered in the test to level out your IQ?
Like I think it's just like general knowledge, right?
I think it's general knowledge kind of, and also like if you have like a different way of thinking about things. So it'll provide like a problem, and then in order to get like the solution, it has to be like you have to kind of think outside the box, I guess. I think it's questions like that, but I honestly don't know. I haven't taken a test before.
Does it cost money to take an IQ test?
There's fake ones online, but I think for like a real one, it probably costs money.
I kind of want to know what my IQ level is because I feel like I am like I think I have common knowledge a little bit, but like if it's saying with like you said, like the questions are like you have to like kind of think outside the box, be like I guess creative in a way, then I don't think I'm gonna have a high IQ because I'm straight to the point. Whatever I see is what it is. I'm not really thinking.
They're bogus anyway. You can't really measure someone's smarts with a number.
Okay, then why are there like people like
people like to try to
those smart people out there in the world, and they say they have such high IQ levels. Why are they better than us? Because
well, they're not better.
Just don't consider them better. That's an easy fix.
Okay. Well, I didn't ever consider them better. I don't know.
I think some people are like more not gifted, but they retain information better, or they like learn things quicker. So I think that might relate to like being smarter or like naturally smarter. But like I mean, yeah, like if you're naturally like gifted at retaining information and like understanding things, then you probably don't really have to try too much, which might explain why you might have like a messy room and stuff, because you don't really like try in your schoolwork, but you still do good. So like you don't really have to have a clean room to feel like accomplished. I feel like people that might struggle with like retaining information, they have to like set aside certain times to like study, and they have to like schedule their lives out. So they're much more responsible, but like they have to do that extra work, I guess, when someone else might do much less work but still get the same result, if that makes sense.
No, that's actually a good valid point. I mean, I'm not really good at school just in general, so like it doesn't matter if I clean a room or not, but like I think it does have to do with retaining information, and I really do have short-term memory loss. I swear I'll forget things in like a day. If you tell me something, I'm gonna forget it the next day, 100%. That's why I always double book myself. Like I think like, okay, like I'm free tomorrow, but like I know that I probably planned something yesterday, and then I am reminded the next day, oh, I had something to do, so I have to work around it. So then, but I always figure it out at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's good. That's what matters.
Okay, guys, have you guys heard about the Gabby Patudo case? I can't say her last name, but have you heard about it? Because it was on TikTok. That's how I figured it out.
You get all your information from TikTok.
Okay, we established this, yes, because that is like my news outlet right now. That's my news outlet right now. I'm gonna look it up right now because it just happened like a few days ago. Like this is a recent case, and she was 20 years old.
Okay, so because I am not in the loop when it comes to TikTok.
Alrighty,
stuff.
so I'm gonna read a CNN like article about like the timeline about it. So she was reported missing by her family, Gabby, and she was traveling with her boyfriend / like they got engaged, so fiance Brian Long. I don't know how to say his name. I'm gonna say his name. Sunday. So like Sunday, they found her body on Sunday, and I think she was somewhere in Wyoming. That's what it says. Wyoming. Yeah.
Why would it's a fake place?
So she went to like they went to like some national forest in Wyoming, and they found apparently her body, but she was missing since September 14th. So they took a road trip and they were together, right? Yeah. So that was like probably that was like a week ago, I would say. So they took a trip, and then he posed, having a great time, they're, newlyweds, enjoying their time. So then he came back by himself. Like she wasn't back with him. So, and he didn't think to tell anybody that she was missing. He didn't want to say anything about it, which already makes him kind of like suspect. Because why would you not tell anybody that your girlfriend's missing? Like that's your girlfriend.
Or someone you go on vacation with. Yeah.
Why would you not be like, oh my God, like even if you got to the airport, you didn't see him come with you, like, why are you not like, oh my God, where are they at? Like, I'm confused. Especially when you went together, why would you just leave by yourself? Okay, so fast forward, like I said. So apparently they went on the trip in June. Apparently, that's what it says. They did like a cross-country trip, apparently. So it happened in June. And then in August, they got engaged. That's what the timeline is. And then like the last week of August, that was the last communication she had with her family. So they heard her like the last week of August, right? So then I think in like September, because everyone was calling her, apparently they said August 24th, FaceTimed her mother that she was leaving Utah and she was heading to Wyoming. August 25th, she was having multiple text messages between her and her mother, talk about they're on the date. The 27th, there was more text between exchange from her and her mother. And then the 30th was the last text. So she had apparently no service in Wyoming. So then by September 1st, where are they at? It doesn't say where they're at. They had a search warrant on September 1st. Oh my goodness. This is crazy. Is this
becoming like a big thing? Like, what is this case? Why is this?
It's a disappearance case. That's what it is. It's a big deal.
So what?
It's like a disappearance case. She literally went missing for like a few weeks. And then now they're just now finding her body, and they're trying to figure out who murdered her. And obviously the key suspect right now is the boyfriend, because why would you come back from like a whole road trip that you guys planned out, and proposed to her and everything, and then you come back by yourself and then not tell anybody that she went missing, then until her parents figured out, oh my God, like I haven't heard nothing for her. And the boyfriend, apparently he disappeared. Like he ran away from the whole situation. He's like hiding right now currently.
Oh really? So they can't even find him?
Oh wow.
They can't even find him right now. Yeah.
Dang.
They can't even find him. What's today? The 20th now? Wait, yeah. Today's the 20th.
So they were engaged, right?
21st. Yeah. So they got engaged during the cross-country like trip they were having.
Yeah, but they weren't like married yet.
No, they weren't married yet. So they were.
Oh, that's so bizarre.
Yeah. So literally got engaged like probably in the middle of like June, August.
Wait, this is a long trip then.
Yeah, this is a long trip. Yeah, it's from June to August.
Normally when someone like, I guess, kills their spouse, they're married so they can get some kind of benefits from it.
Maybe her parents, or not her parents, but maybe she had something. I don't know. Maybe he just did it because he's crazy. I don't think he did it for any
that could be it too.
Benefit gains, because apparently September 20th, his parents, Brian, the boyfriend, he was questioned at his parents' house. So the parents got questioned about Brian, where's his whereabouts, trying to find him.
Mm-hmm.
They obviously don't know where they're at. So I guess right now his parents' house is gonna be like the crime scene right now. They're trying to gather evidence about him and why did he do what he did, so they can have a case against him, so they can try to throw him in jail. Now, do you guys think he probably killed her? What do you guys think?
Well, probably. I mean, he was the only person in contact with her.
Yeah.
Either he killed her or he knows what happened to her.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, all arrows are pointing to him.
Yeah, and he's in hiding, so like
Makes it even more.
I think I remember this case. It was like very old, not old, but like I remember this one girl, she hired a hitman, and the hitman was like undercover cop, and she hired a hitman. It was on like the TV show Cops, I think. It was actually like an actual
I think
show.
I know which one you mean.
Yeah, so she like hired a hitman to kill her boyfriend, and they went to her house knowing that they didn't kill the boyfriend yet, that they were like, oh, your boyfriend just passed away. And she made a whole scene about it. And then like, eventually they were like, your boyfriend's not dead. We know you hired a hitman. Like, you told us everything. We have it all on film, blah, blah, blah. I just don't understand the mindset of someone being in a relationship and they're like, I'm going to either kill my spouse or kill my girlfriend because they had an argument. That's what I think is always what tends to have people get fired.
Just break up with them.
Well, it's hard to understand something like that because they're crazy and we're not.
Yeah. Because I'm not just gonna have an argument with Sam and I'm just gonna murder him. Like, that doesn't, like, I don't know. No, yeah. I don't know. You have to be like, no sane person, I would say, would just be like, I'm sick of my significant other, so I'm just gonna kill them. Or even like the Menendez brothers. That's a good example of a good case that I think they're trying to figure out they're innocent or not. A lot of people are saying they're innocent because like apparently the dad like sexually abused them, like, and everything, and the mom knew about it and no one said anything. So that's why the boys like killed their parents. So like stuff like that. Oh, I'm so interested in it. That's why I said I should have been put a minor in psychology because I just kind of want to understand like people's thought process behind it.
You want to understand the psychotic minds?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not really something you kind of can understand that well. Because at some point you're just gonna have to accept like, oh, they're crazy, and that's it. Yeah. That's the conclusion. That's the ending. There's nothing else.
Oh, I know I wouldn't probably get any solid real answers, but I still kind of just want to understand the brain just in general and just how people get to that point, because there's no way growing up his whole life, the boyfriend of Gabby, I don't think he was crazy his whole life. There had to be some point of his childhood or some point in his life where there was a turning point of why he did what he did, but like just the mindset of, because like I said, I mean, there had to be something going on here to think my girlfriend made me upset or whatever, and I'm just gonna murder her. Well, I mean, we don't know right now. We're still trying to figure out. Hopefully they come up with a solution so soon, and then hopefully it's not like a cold case, because some cases like that tend to go cold because they can't figure it out.
Yeah.
Alrighty. But yeah, I'm so interested in that.
So what's your minor right now?
I don't have a minor right now.
You don't have a minor at all?
No. I should have picked a minor over. I could have picked a minor like this past semester, the spring semester of 2021. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't pick one, but I should have now, just now thinking about it. My dad is graduated with a psychology degree, so I should have thought about it. But hey, school, you can go to school when you're like in your 30s.
Yeah, you can go to school whenever.
I just need to do it before I have children, so then I can finish it. Because when you have kids, it gets kind of distracting. So I think, I can't say that. My mom got her degree and she has 4 kids, so she did it. She got her master's degree, not a degree. Master's degree.
Yeah, but it's definitely harder if you do have kids.
100%.
Your responsibilities are like, you have much more responsibility than you do before you have kids.
Yeah, be your kid, because you're really on your own before kids, or even if you're dating someone, like, they're a responsibility, but like not really. You're still on your own, kind of. So you can get fully done before that. So I think if I don't see if I can get a minor now, which I think will be probably too late, but I can figure out for next semester. But I might do it just because I just want to know. My roommate is a psychology major. So
Dang. I also don't have a minor at all. I just have a
Oh
major.
wow, so we have 3 non-minors right here.
do you have a major? Oh wait, I thought you said you had a minor.
Yeah, no, 3 non-minors because we're talking about minors.
So right now, everyone's major is my major is I'm in mass communication major, but I'm emphasis in mass media.
Mhm.
And what is yours, Jaidyn? What was your major again?
Software engineering.
Engineering. And then AJ's, yours is. What was your
Math or
I think-
mathematics if you want to get like real technical.
Cool.
Yeah.
Numbers.
It's
No,
funny to
not
hear
numbers,
you all.
actually. It's
Oh
not.
my god! I think AJ showed us the last. Was it the last episode? I think you showed your homework, and there were literally no numbers in the problem.
Mhm.
Did you ever finish that assignment, AJ? Because
Yeah, of course I finished. Oh, so I think I told Jaidyn this, but I like to send my family my homework just to flex on them a little bit. And so I sent it to my family like group chat, and my sister said the only thing I understood was -5, and that was the only number on the whole page.
I don't know how you. I mean, you did say you do enjoy it, and so I
I
mean,
do enjoy it. Yeah.
more power to you. Now, AJ, Jaidyn, what do you want to talk about your major? Like, what do you like about it? Why did you decide to, do that?
Just because I really like technology and like software, at least these days, is kind of what make technology work. And specifically, I'm really interested in like operating systems and developing software like apps. And so I just wanted the skill set to actually do that. So that's what really software engineering is. It's basically like a lot of people don't really know the difference between computer science and software engineering. But computer science is mostly focused on like programming, but a software engineer is programming, but it takes it's like an engineering mindset to it. So it's like a lot more focused on developing projects and like how to structure like major projects. And it goes more into like how you would work in like a company. And computer science is kind of just like, here's how you code. Let me teach you how to code, I guess. So I like that aspect to it. It has like it feels more applicable than if I were than just like being like a code monkey or something, is what people call it.
Now, have you done any big projects recently, like with with that software engineering? Have you done anything like kind of that you're proud of that you did?
Probably the biggest thing is basically creating a spelling check. Like, I guess it's not really an app. It's just like a spelling check program. So like you put in like your essay and then it will like detect errors and stuff and correct it to the right spelling. The only other thing I was proud of is that I created a data scraping program, which basically pulls up websites. This was more for my job, but it pulls up websites and it pulls information because all websites run on code, HTML code. And what you can do is like, you can pull the information directly from the website and like put it in your own database. So that's what I've been doing for my company, or the company I work for right now. But that's not really related to my major, but I use what I learned from my major for it. But yeah, I'm proud of that.
Super. So would it like search for specific information?
So first it was I did it as like taking information from Twitter pages. So like I work for a company called Galderma, and they have a lot of competitors, like companies called like Revance and like Botox and stuff like that. So what I first did is that I had it search on Twitter for like, I guess, the amount of people talking about each product. So like Botox blew it out of the water because it's freaking Botox. But Galderma's products were probably second. And then I just did like a sentiment analysis kind of thing. So it's seeing like what words that have like a positive or negative connotation to them would align with what products. So it's like, are people dogging on Galderma products? Are they praising Botox products? And then after that, we kind of got all the uses from that, but then I transitioned it more into like bringing up competitors' websites. So there's a company called Revance, and they have a page that has, you put in a zip code, and then it has all of the offices that use their products in the area. And Galderma really wants to know which offices use their products and see if they share like offices. So it brings up the website, and then it has like the top 100 popular zip codes, and then it searches it and it pulls all the information, and it's all like automated. It's a slow process, but it's really cool to see it do.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really proud of that.
Oh my God. I can't even keep up. Oh, and then you also say that you do esports on the side. So you want to kind of elaborate on that for like our viewers to know, like obviously.
Yeah, so UTA, its esports division is like growing, and it's for the past 2 years it's been focused on like League of Legends, Rocket League, and like CSGO, I think, like kind of the big names. So it hasn't really had too many games. Any other game that you were interested in, you would have to make your own organization for. And I'm really interested in Smash Brothers. And so before it was just an organization. So we kind of did it all on our own. And then now we just finally got added to like a varsity, to the varsity side, I guess. So now UTA is regulating everything, which is a little different because I guess we're used to doing it all on our own. But yeah, before I was a competitive coordinator. So basically there was 2 Smash teams, and I was coordinator of one and another guy was coordinator of the other one. And we basically like made sure the team was like practicing, and if we had to do cuts, we would do cuts. And then we had to sign them up for like tournaments and make sure they were ready. Just things like that. And then now that we're on varsity, UTA has people that make sure that we're like practicing and I guess getting better and doing tournaments. And it's even cool because they make sure that you go to the gym like at least 2 or 3 times a week. And then they make sure that you're like eating and stuff like that. Because some people can get kind of crazy when it comes to video games, I guess. They like won't stop playing for a few hours. So UTA doesn't want any of those kind of like obsessive kind of people. Like they want you to have a nice balance, which is cool.
Oh, okay. Now I see why you guys go to the gym. So they need you to like get out of your room. I was like, like your video games? Like,
No,
like I live.
They have to fight in real life to train. Like,
yeah.
So it's just, I think it's so interesting because I'm just a normal student. I'm not in any athletic clubs. I don't even do intramurals yet.
Oh, not yet. Oh, what?
But I have been in sports, and then I do play online with Jaidyn, and we do get competitive in some games like Rocket League. And so I just think that's so interesting for both of y'all being students, how similar y'all's lives are. Like, because you have to go to practice, you have to kind of train. You also have to keep your grades up and everything. But a lot of people don't see esports on the same level as normal sports.
Wait.
Yeah.
I guess I can say personally for myself, I know people who, are into esports and who do love to do gaming. And I know there's people out there that can get scholarships for it, which I think it's super cool. I mean, props to you guys. I can't really say anything about it because I mean, I'm just a normal athlete. I mean, I just run track. I'm not doing anything crazy, but I mean, I can give some props to esports. I guess athletes. I don't know what to call you guys. Gamers.
It's technically like athletes, but I don't know. Being called like an athlete, an esport athlete, just feels weird. Like, because I don't know. They are very similar, but I don't really see. I mean, I guess they're athletes. I don't know. It's just like it's two sides. They're very different. So like, one is obviously more strenuous physically, which is like physical sports. And I feel like besides from like maybe fighting games having strict combos and like really hard execution of like buttons and stuff, it's more of like a mental thing because it's constantly like thinking, and it's a lot of it's kind of like a whole bunch of mini like reaction tests, I guess, like testing your reaction, because whenever like if you're fighting someone or like something, they might do something and you have to react to it. Or if it's like more of a technical showcase like in Rocket League or something where it's like, and it's more of like a communicative thing, so it could be like all different types of angles. It just basically depends on what kind of game you're playing. If it's like a fighting game, it's mostly just you and yourself against the other person. If it's a team thing, you gotta have like communication and teamwork along with like the technical skill and stuff like that. And then if it's like League of Legends. I've never played League, so but I'm sure it's like all strategy and stuff like that. So, but yeah, there's a lot of different just like in sports, there's a lot of different sports, but a lot of the sports vary in like your athletic, what you have to do athletically, but also like team wise.
Yeah.
I think esports varies a lot more game to game, but it's less like physical and more like mental, I think.
Yeah, I can see your point because I mean, like I said, I can only speak for my sport, and I would say yes, it is very much. I would say like 80% of it is physical, of course, and most of it is very much physical. Like I would say like I'm trying to think of my schedule, like how many like I would say, okay, if I break it down, let's just say I at least practice, I would say like an hour and a half, like I would say like an hour, roughly an hour and a half, like a day. I go to the weight room twice a week for like about an hour. So overall, like usually in a day, I typically work out for 3 hours out of the day. And I also have 15 credit hours to do school. And I also have a job. I work at Raising Canes. So I do that. So I feel like for me mentally, my sport can like mentally can be draining sometimes because I am very much a technical person.
Yeah.
And when it comes to running, I don't think people realize that there is very much technical aspects into running and even like jumping, for example, like field events. That I would say field events is more technical than running because I mean, you're just pumping your arms and everything, but you need both of them because as much as it is physical, you need to have the mental strength to get through, I would say like a competition day. Because
yeah,
the day of a meet, I can say that I am the most stressed out person that day. But when you're in your zone, you're going. And I bet you can say the same thing when you're playing when you're in your tournament. You're probably like, oh my gosh, like people are watching me, like my team's counting on me, like I gotta get right. So then you're in your zone. So I would say we are, I think mentally and physically, I think esports and regular sports, and put that in air quotes, just like athletic, like NCAA athletes, gamers and NCAA athletes, we have similar ways when it comes to like mental and physical ways of training for our, events, our sports and everything like that. I would say that. But
yeah, I'd agree with that. I'm pretty sure it's very similar in that aspect.
But
do y'all find it hard balancing schoolwork with like practice?
Yeah, you can start, Jaidyn, if you want to. How balance everything?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting whenever, because I can only speak for Smash, or at least the game that I play, Smash. It's more of like, yeah, it's hard because it's schoolwork and then you have to find time to practice. And I guess there's like two different types of practice. There's like making sure you have like your combos or your technical things down, and then there's like applying that in an actual game. So there's like the whole adapting to your opponent, and I guess that would require you actually playing with other people, and it can get kind of hard to like make sure align schedules. We have dedicated practices. It's been kind of weird with like setting that up because it's been weird with like COVID and stuff like that, because Smash has to be in person while other games can be online. But it is kind of difficult because you have to have time to practice, or you're just gonna fall off, and you can kind of plateau. So you have to kind of if you do the same things over and over, you're gonna plateau. So you have to kind of think of it in a different light. So there's a lot of like, although you are putting practice in, you might not actually be getting better at all, just because you're thinking about the game in the same way that you always have been. So you're doing kind of the same things and expecting a different result. And so it's like, oh, what you're doing might work against some people, but people that are actually good can adapt to how you play, and then they cater their play style to how you play. And it's like, how do I practice that? That's the kind of like a hard thing. It's just because like you have to think about it differently. And so that can like, it can be like as strenuous as like if you have like if you have a long day of like practice, it kind of feels like you just took like an exam, I guess, because it's constantly like thinking and trying to adapt. So then once you get home, it's like, oh, I have homework and stuff to do. And it's like, I don't really feel like doing any homework or anything like that. So it's kind of like, it is really draining to practice, especially for long periods of time. But I think it is kind of difficult to balance everything. But again, I'm probably not the best at scheduling and organizing things, so I could probably do it a lot better. But yeah.
Do you guys, before I speak about all my side, do you guys have like types of rules of how many hours you can practice? For like example, NCAA like requests any division school, division 1, division 2 to division 3, you have to have a certain amount of hours throughout the week to work. So for like to work out. So for example, let's just say like we're only allowed to work out like preseason, like before season, we're usually typically maybe allowed to work out like let's just say like 10 hours, right? Let's just say 10. But like preseason, like you only can do 10 hours that week to work out. But when
It's
you're
like
in
a max, like you can't go over.
you can't go over the max. Like you can't.
What?
You're not allowed to go over a certain max. I'm just putting random numbers. I don't really know how much, but I probably like we have to sign papers that say that this is how your schedule needs to work. This is what it is. And like our coach even breaks it down for us at the beginning of the season. This is how many hours we're gonna work during preseason, which is right now we're in preseason right now because we don't start our season for December. So we're in preseason right now. But when we're in season, which will be like in like December through I would say December through May is our season. We're gonna have we should have more hours. So like you're supposed to have less hours in preseason, more in season, since you're supposed to be getting into the competitive speed. So like I said, like let's say I only have 10 hours to work out for the whole week. I say for myself, it tends to get, I would say stressful for myself because I have to juggle school, work, and then having to do practice. And I typically am very sore after practice. So I typically do not want to do homework. But you do get off, like right now we have off days because it's preseason. But when we're in season, it's gonna be different. That's why I like the fall semester, because I tend to be able to focus more on my schoolwork because we're not practicing as much. But I also have a job, so like that also makes it difficult. But side note, for my job, just from doing just athletics in school, I typically can juggle school better in the fall semester than I do in the second semester, since that's when we're more in season, I would say.
Yeah, that's interesting. I've never known that there was like a cap. I thought there'd be like, oh, you have to work out this many hours. I didn't think it would be like, oh, you cannot work over these many hours.
Yeah,
or you cannot work out.
Yeah, that's really weird.
Yeah, I need to find like the rule book. When I tell you guys, there's pages of stuff that you sign your life away to NCAA. Like I wouldn't say they control us, but they control us pretty much. And you sign your life away when you sign your name on that dotted line. This is what you're gonna do, and you're just a product of the school. And that's what I think for us athletes. I know that like we're the front of the school. I mean, I would say like football and basketball. That's what people tend to watch. Obviously, no one's coming to track meets, no football games. Some people go to soccer games, but not everyone goes. But I would say those are the main sports, especially in Texas. Football, it's everything, right? They're the product of the school. That's what draws the money in. Like everyone's gonna watch sports, of course. Now that's why I said I feel bad for esports, because no one really paying attention to you guys, because you guys get to make money off these tournaments. Like
a lot of people pay attention to them.
A lot of people pay attention.
I don't pay attention. I'm new to this.
Because the esports scene is very interesting as a watcher, because I love sports, so I watch all kinds of sports. The other day I was watching water polo. Had no idea what was going on, but it was cool. And so when you watch like football, it's like on TV, or you buy tickets to go to the game. Esports, a lot of times the organizations that are hosting it, so let's say UTA is hosting it, they'll stream it themselves. So it's like it's a lot easier to get in front of people's eyes, I think.
Yeah, and major like companies, specifically like who owns Rocket League, Epic Games now or something, it's kind of like promotion for their game. So what they do is they'll set aside like hundreds of thousands of dollars for collegiate tournaments, and they're just like, all right, here's a tournament, there's hundreds of thousands of dollars in prizes, and then they stream it themselves. So then they get all these viewers because they want to see like who's going to win this huge amount of money. But there's also like millions of people that play the game already, and they just kind of want to see like, what does it look like to be like a top player? Because there's a lot more people I feel that would like play like Rocket League or something than that would run track like for fun. So they might be interested in that kind of thing. Whereas someone who like goes on an occasional jog, it probably won't be turning into like a track event. But it was interesting that you brought that up. It's definitely more practice for you, I feel, than for us. It's kind of like more put on us to practice on our own time when we can. We have set aside like maybe 2 practices a week. That'll be like 3 hours each or something. It kind of can vary depending on the day. But it's like you have your practice and it's kind of, you have to have that personal drive to actually get better, because we'll have tournaments every week. UTA has a tournament every week, but there's also tournaments just in the area. And those are kind of like showcases. So it's like, all right, I've been practicing, I've been trying to get better at this way. Let's see if I can actually like do something, or if I can like make a splash at this tournament. Because there's a lot of people that play Smash and there's a lot of people that are really good at it. And so it's like, even if you might be really good in one area, there could be another area that completely dominates. So you want to like, it's kind of, you have to have that personal drive to actually get better. If you're not showing up, then they'll probably kick you off the team. But it's kind of like, we have our dedicated practice days, but they're not probably as strenuous as yours, especially with like managing time and stuff like that, and like the actual physical fatigue. But it's really independent in that aspect, I suppose.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like I said, I'm still new to this like esports stuff, because really I didn't know really like it existed. I've heard, like, I've seen clubs. Like I said, Sam's little brother, his name's Levi, he plays Rocket League and he taught me how to play.
Mhm.
And he's really into it. And he was like telling me he wants to do like esports and everything. I'm like, that's cool. And like I never really heard about it that much, because I mean, I can sit there, I can watch someone play video games. I am subscribed to a guy who plays Fortnite, and I can watch his live streams because I like watching him play Fortnite. And oh my God, what's this guy's name? Oh, I forgot his name. He was a really young guy. He won like a Fortnite tournament. He got like thousands of dollars. I don't know how much money he got, but have you ever won money from a tournament, or are you at UTI they not allowed to give cash prizes?
They give prizes. The tournaments that we run, we kind of run them ourselves, because it's not technically a collegiate event. It's kind of like, we have a tournament every week that's on campus, and kind of anybody can come if they want to, but you have to pay an entry fee, and then that entry fee will go to a pot, and then it'll split the pot up amongst like the top 3, I guess, depending on how big the tournament is. If it's a huge one, then it'll be like the first top 8, but usually it's the top 3. Yeah, but I have won money at some tournaments. It's the competition's gotten a lot more difficult, I guess, because there was a whole COVID thing, so no one could really play in person with quarantine and stuff. So it was a lot of playing online. So it's a lot of like people that got better online and people that got worse online, I guess. So now that we're all going back in person, it's kind of like a whole different game with all these new characters and stuff that came out, because it's like the game is constantly changing with these, when they add new characters and when they change up existing characters, which is, I guess, is an aspect that sports doesn't really get into. It's always the same game. But yeah,
there's rule changes every once in a while, but that's rare.
Yeah, I guess I never thought about it like that. Like games could change over the years. Like they could add new rule sets or like new characters, new stages, stuff like that. So I guess that's one way that could be a little different.
Oh man, I never really thought about, like, I guess COVID really, I guess, affecting y'all's like kind of like y'all's gaming, because like I would think, okay, COVID happened, you could still practice because you're at home, you're not really like doing much, like, because like that's a portable game. Like I know I played Smash Bros. Before and like played Rocket League, so I play online stuff. But like with track, when quarantine did happen, they did tend to close all the gyms. They did close the tracks. So I couldn't work out for like 3 months. So I would think you guys would still be able to practice, but I guess you're saying that you guys it didn't really help to practice of quarantine, or like.
Well, it probably for other people, it was fine, because a lot of games are online, like League, Rocket League, CSGO, stuff like that. Rainbow Six is all online. So they weren't really affected by it. With Smash, it's like playing online really sucks just because Nintendo's online service is really bad. So there's a whole bunch of input delay. So it's like whenever you push a button, it takes a little bit longer for the action to actually come out than it would offline. So that makes like your reaction time slower, and it just makes like the whole game kind of change. And so a whole bunch of things that don't really work offline start working online, and it's like the whole meta basically changes for like this kind of really not fun play styles, I guess. And so everyone gets used to that kind of online environment. And so whenever we go back to offline, everything's a lot quicker and a lot like not snappier sounds cringy, but basically snappier. And so it's kind of like getting used to getting back into, oh, I can actually like react to things. I can actually execute things that I can't online, which is that's more of like a Smash specific thing because Smash is really bad at online. But so a lot of other people don't really have to deal with that.
Now, how many people are part of your team, or like I guess your squad in a way when you go tournaments?
We have kind of two teams. So we have the varsity team, and then I think it's called like the orange team or something. The varsity has like I think 8 to 10 people, and then the other team has about 8 to 10 people. So I think it's probably capped right now at like now it's I guess it's probably 8 and 8. So I think it's 16 right now.
Oh, yeah,
But we're like we're making I guess we're having like tryouts. So there's some people that new people that came to campus and like certain people can see if they think that they're really good and they can join the team. Tryouts are kind of conducted weird, but yeah. So I think it's around 16.
is that like the max amount of people that you can have like on the team when it comes to like tournaments or like I don't is there rules with esports like certain things that you can and cannot do when it comes to teams?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's like it's kind of interesting competing as a team in a fighting game because it's usually one-on-ones. So what UTA does is they basically will provide like financial, well, they'll help basically pay for you to go to tournaments. And there are what's called like crew battles, which is the only really way to fight with as a team. And then in that way, then you can fight other colleges. But for the most part, it's like there's not really a limit to like a team, but there is because like you can't have too many people, but it's not like set in stone how many people are going to be on the team. But I think it caps out like at around 10. We probably weren't going to have more than 10. But since there's a varsity and an orange team, then it kind of makes it it allows for more players because we don't want to, it kind of sucks to have a whole like college university and only have like 10 people on a team that everybody else that wanted to try out gets like kicked to the curb. So that's why we had like an orange team so we could have at least a few more people on the Smash team.
How does trials get conducted? Because I know, is there ways that you kick people off? You're like,
they fight each other in real life. They just put on some boxing gloves and they go toe to toe. That's what the gym is for.
So kind of like right now is we had this application, and if anybody wanted to join the team, then they filled it out. And then basically some of our varsity guys will like play with the people that applied, I guess. And then they'll kind of like whittle them down just basically how well they think that they are. And so it's kind of like set on us to decide who's on the team. So there's a lot of like, I guess, trust in that. Well, because we don't want to play with people that kind of suck. So
yeah,
but it's not like UTA themselves like conducts tryouts for Smash. They might do it for the other teams, but because they've been dealing with those games for like many years, but Smash is kind of new to them. So a lot of it is still on us, but yeah, the tryouts are kind of weird. It's kind of just like word of mouth a little bit, and it's like, let's see how well you do against the people that are already on the team, and if we think that there's like something there, then we might add you to the team. That's usually how it goes.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Jaidyn, do you think you could start and manage your own track team? Actually, no, wait, hold on. Do you think you could start your own track team and then kind of manage it as a group?
No, because I'm telling you right now, down as much as people say that track is a team sport. Yes, it is team sport in certain aspects when it comes to like the meets. Yes, you do need a whole team to be able to, place in like, conference and stuff like that, like in state, like that type of stuff. But overall, it's individually because if you're not incorporated towards the team, then you're not going to score any points. So if you're over here not doing what you're supposed to do and not even getting in top 5 or top 8, because top 8 is the one who typically scores, then you're not really, used to the team. I mean, you are, but you are in a way. Like that's why our coach is very strict who he brings to indoor conference, because he wants the people who are most likely going to who are gonna play. So he typically really brings I would say there's probably around like 60 to 70 of us. That's an estimate guess. I don't know if people on our team, but there's about 60. Let's just say there's 60 of us on a team. Probably only 30 of us will go to conference because our conference is hard and our coach will only want to put the best people to go. But no, I don't think I can manage my own track team because people can be stubborn and people can always question other people's workouts and stuff. And I feel like I would be like, okay, here's the workout. And folks will either tend to complain and don't want to do the workout, or they like overwork themselves during the workout. And that's typically what I see on with my track team. Is like I would see either people tend to not complain on workouts, and that typically reduces their scholarship because they're not putting enough work in, or they end up people overwork themselves and they end up getting hurt during the middle of the season.
Yeah,
so,
just call them out. Just expose them right now.
Oh, AJ, that's a lot of drama. I'm just kidding. But no, I definitely don't think I can manage my own track team. No, I can't. Especially, I maybe like a kids team, like, little kids. Yeah, I can do that. But not like kids my age in college. Heck no. I don't think we even have clubs for this. I mean, imagine if there was like a track club, people would be like, just run for fun. No one runs.
There are track clubs.
There is, but I mean, like I said, I would see like esports, that's something where like you're doing that for fun. And yes, you're doing also for competitive ways, but it's more fun to do because you enjoy the game. You enjoy playing it. But with sports, like for myself, I knew that I was supposed to, like, not supposed to run track, but I knew doing sports, I had to get a scholarship to go to school. I needed to find a way to get to college without paying a dime. So I trained my whole life to get to this point, to where I'm now in college, not paying anything. But do I enjoy it? There's days where I do enjoy track. I honestly be like, this is fun. But there's days where I'm like, I hate this sport. I'm over it. I get my scholarship. I'm done. But guess what? I can't quit because I gotta get through school. So it's like I can see these sports is more fun.
Yeah, I think that's like esports is probably more accessible because people already play these games for fun, and then they just kind of want to take it to the next level and get better on their own, I guess. So it's really, it has to start with like a personal drive. You can't really want to do esports, I guess, for the money. I guess that can be like a long-term thing, but if you're only really focused on the money, then you're probably not going to get very far. You really have to want to get better on your own, which is, I guess, why some of our things are more independent, just because like we want to get better. We want to get better as a team. And like our UTA Smash team is like super supportive of each other, because we know that like each of us are good and we know that we all can get better. So it's like, it's probably not as bad, like, I guess, managing our own team as it sounds, but yeah, there's definitely like the game's already fun as is. And so it's not really that bad to like keep playing it and keep practicing it. Although like if you do lose to someone that plays really annoying or like plays a really dumb character or something, then there are those moments where it's like, oh, this game sucks, like I don't want to play this anymore. Like, dedicating all this time. But yeah, so in that way it can be basketball similar. Yeah,
like could you like, so Jaidyn, how tall are you?
5'11", I think.
Could you imagine going up against someone that's like 6'8" in basketball?
Could I wait? I think you cut out for a second.
Could you imagine going up against someone that's like 6'8" in basketball?
Yeah, I'd probably lose. I don't really play. I don't really play basketball.
That would just
but who knows if they're coordinated? Because
it's just
no, I have to disagree with that statement, because I say that you can be tall, but you might not have the athletic ability to do well in basketball or whatever sport.
There's always trade-offs, yeah. But I'm just saying, like, going up against someone tall is like, they're obviously going to do everything down low because you can't block them. So it's just going to be really annoying. They're going to back you down, you know, stuff like that. But then you'll probably be faster, so you'll shoot more or something, you know.
So like with esports, it's kind of like everyone has like a kind of like, there's no physical into it. So there's like, oh, this person.
But they still have their styles.
Yeah, they have their styles of gaming.
And advantages, yeah.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah, I think there's like two different types, because if it's something like Rocket League, which is basically soccer with cars, so it's like there's two teams, and so they're basically evenly matched. Like there's just a box and a ball, so it's just like, all right, who wins? If it's like a fighting game, it's kind of more interesting, I guess, because or more complex, just because there's like different characters. So like you might pick a character and you might play a character, but there might be other characters that do really good against that specific character. So that's like what's called a bad matchup. So it's kind of like the whole I guess going up against someone who's 6'8" kind of thing, because it's like, oh, this character dominates these few characters, but it also gets dominated by these characters. So it's kind of like you also probably want to have other characters to cover your bad matchups and just stuff like that. But most of the games is probably equal playing field. Like it's, but I guess a lot of games that are coming out do have like operators like Overwatch or Rainbow Six and stuff like that. So there's kind of like a variability that can like give you the edge. It's not like strictly even like something like CSGO or Rocket League would be, which I think the best, I get it makes it more interesting, and it also makes it probably more interesting to watch. But I think like an actual showcase of like technical skill would probably be like equal playing field, like Rocket League or CSGO. Because it's like, oh, this person won because they had this character, because oh, that character is broken, or that character is better than this character, or like, oh, these Overwatch operators or whatever are much better. But I guess it also makes it a little more interesting if someone picks like a really bad character that everyone agrees is really bad and then does well with it. That can make it like a lot more interesting because
flexing their technical ability.
Yeah. So it's kind of like a trade-off, because it's like, oh, if someone uses like the best character in the game and they do well, it's because they're using the best character. But if it's like, oh, if someone's using the worst character in the game and they do well, what's like, wow, they really can like, they have a technical skill, or they really like know the game pretty well. It's a lot more impressive.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
By the way, just real quick, just to go back to like the practice thing, I actually was kind of I was almost correct with what NCAA rules. So the NCAA rule for practice is that we're not able to go no more than 20 hours in the week of no more. In the week.
Kind of close. You were half off.
I thought I said 20. I swear I thought I said
10. You said 10.
That's close enough in my eyes. So I didn't know. Well, no, I was close. I said 10. I think I said 10 for off season, because you're supposed to bump it up more in season. Off season.
Oh yeah, you did.
Season. But I was close. In season, out like when you're not in season, off season, it's only 8. So I was close because I said 10.
Okay. So yeah, you were
only about 8 hours a week off season. So that means we're in off season. So we're only about 8. But when we're in season, we're no more than 20 hours a week. So pretty much almost like a part-time job.
You can still work on your own, right?
Yeah, you can do your own workouts, but you're not allowed to have your coach cannot be present.
That's not as crazy because you're in track, so it's not really a team sport.
It is, but it isn't. Yes, but like
I know what I'm saying. Like it's like, because if you wanted to work on your jumping form, you could just go outside and do it. Whereas in like basketball, if you want to work on passing, you need several people.
You need people. Yeah, exactly. That's why I said I like this sport.
Oh, that's okay. I guess it has to be a coach present. I guess that's just to stop coaches from like overworking their people, rather than it is to like stop people from overworking themselves.
That's labor.
Yeah. So they're actually protecting you, Jalen. You were complaining about them. They're looking out for you.
I'm still complaining because there's a lot of rules that you can't break when it comes to I know this is a rule that probably people should just do in life. But like, for example, like we're not allowed to gamble. Like you can't do any gambling.
What?
No,
you can't gamble?
No, you can go to casino. That's fine. You can go to casino. That's fine. But like,
you just can't gamble at all?
You cannot gamble any NCAA sports. So like, for example, like say if someone was like putting money on the Texas A&M game versus Arkansas, you can't put money on it. That's against NCAA rules. You can get in trouble. You can most likely could get fined or some type of suspension off your team. There's a lot. I'm gonna tell you guys, there's so many rules. I can't even go into depth, but there's so many rules that you have to follow. And like, even like, for example, like drug tests, there's a lot of things. For example, like I take birth control, and I have to make sure the trainers know that I take it because that is going to pop up as a drug on my test.
Yeah, well, it's a performance enhancement, so
yeah, it's a performance enhancement that I take birth control. So yeah, I have to like inform them of that. So that's why when we don't take drug tests here. I haven't never took a drug test here, but I will. That's why I took it my freshman year of college, but that was it. But like, there's a lot of rules and aspects that you have to follow just being a college athlete. And, now people are trying to push for us to get paid, which is the thing that in LIA, I think.
Oh yeah, like brand deals.
Yeah, we're allowed to have brand deals now, and we're allowed to make money off our liking now. So that has been pushed to make your money.
I think you should, because it's like there's like people make money off of NCAA, and like the students are the ones that actually, if the students weren't there, there wouldn't be NCAA. So it's like people are making money off their likeness, and they're not making anything off their own.
So. Believe me, there's a lot of people that are against us for making money, just because the main reason why people are against us for making money is because we have scholarships. We get to go, a lot of us, some people tend to get full ride scholarships, but there's people out there that get partial scholarships for playing a sport, and they have to pay the rest. So, but that's the big reason why people say, they're like, well, you're getting your school paid for, so why do you need more money? But like, I mean, yeah, I'm getting my school paid for, but like my meals, like I have the lowest meal plan here. I only get 40 meals a semester. So that's how much I can. That means I can only go to the cafeteria twice a week. So I have to pay for my own food, but I don't have money for my coaches. The coaches can't give me money. They can't do all that. So like, I have to make my own money. So yeah, I have to work typically to just be able to sustain health here. So I don't know, but I'm not planning on getting paid for my likeness, because I don't have any brand deals in store, but who knows in the future.
Can you get brand deals like in esports? Like for you,
Jaidyn? You can. Well, I think UTA technically has brand deals, which might help for the scholarships that they give you, for like the jerseys that they give you. They might have brands on them. But there was one parallel. Okay, so you said that whenever you're at a track tournament or a track meet, it's like for all the individual events, like the higher they place counts as like points for that school or something.
Yeah. So pretty much like I said, for example, like if you get first place, you get 10 points for the team, and it's for women and men teams. So like individually, women, you have to score on your own, and men have to score on their own. And that's how scoring works.
Okay.
And also they also double points when it comes to relay events. So like, like the 4x1 with like batons and 4x1, you get double the points. So like if you get first place, you get 20 points.
Oh, okay. I guess there's like a parallel to esports to that. So most games, it's like just normal tournament style, because they're all team-based games, but Smash is more of like a one-on-one kind of thing. I guess the collegiate events for a fighting game like Smash are more like the relays, I suppose, where it's like the relay, I think they're like the 400-meter relay, where it's like someone runs and then they pass the baton to another person. So think of that, but it's like instead of 4 people doing a 400, it's like 5 people versus another 5 people. So it's like one person tries to do as much damage tries to get through it as many people as they can on an enemy team. And if they go out, then the next person picks up where they left off. So that's kind of what the UTA, or that's what the collegiate Smash events are like. But they also fund, so like individual tournaments where I guess it's kind of a similar thing, so where everyone's on their own, but the better that they place, I guess the better UTA looks, I guess. So it's kind of like a points thing. So if they send out 10 people to like some major tournament, but the thing is that it's not just colleges that are there. It's like anybody is there. And anybody could win that prize. But it's like if UTA places really well, then it looks really good for like UTA, I suppose. But yeah.
Have you met anybody big that's big with esports? Anybody like that? I don't know.
I've met like professional Smash players, I suppose. The biggest one is probably like Esam. He like plays Pikachu and he mains Pikachu, and he's probably like a top 10 player in the world, maybe top 15 at the worst. But yeah, I met him at an event. Same with, if you go to like events, you'll just meet people. It's kind of weird because they're like celebrities, kind of. I guess they're like C tier celebrities. Yeah. Because like if you go to a big event, you're gonna like see people. You're gonna see like top players, but it's not like they have like bodyguards or anything like making sure that. So it's kind of weird. They're high level people, but they're not. I don't know. They're not like celebrity status. So you can see a whole bunch of people to who you think is like, oh my gosh, it's that person, but like no one else really cares if they don't know like the game that they're from or like the game that they play. So yeah, it's interesting. but it costs a lot of money to go to those big events, and a lot of top players go to those big events and win money back, so they get a profit. But if you're going to it, you're probably not going to get any money back, unless you play really well. But yeah, it's like, oh man, it's super competitive in that aspect, especially the big tournaments, because if you do really well, you're eventually going to run into someone who's like top in the world, and you're not going to get money unless you beat that person that's top in the world. So it's like, it's super competitive with that aspect. And that's like, I'm probably like higher level, but that's like top level,
Yeah. So
which is crazy because I feel like, I don't know, if it's crazy how much more room I'd have to go if I wanted to like be like that. So yeah.
I think you have to dedicate your life to it, kind of. I know there's probably people out there that's played games for years, same game for years, and they've just have to grind.
Yeah.
What they want. I guess I
They
can.
definitely do. And I think in today's age, they kind of take that to their advantage because they'll like make YouTube channels or Twitch channels, and they'll make money in that way too. So I think that's like one positive that allows esports to like continually grow. Because if we didn't have like Twitch and YouTube, esports would probably be dead. Because no one would really care. No one would probably tune in to watch. And there wouldn't be like a way to financially support yourself doing that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, now you can bet on esports games. Have you seen it in
Wow.
DraftKings?
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I think my dad showed me this because he was getting into like DraftKings, and he's like, "Hey, do you know these two teams?" And it was like the game said CS:GO, and their names always crack me up because it's like Fluffy Bunny and Armada or something like that. And he's like, "Which team should I bet on?" I was like, "You probably shouldn't be betting on esports because I don't know anything about these two teams."
Yeah,
But yeah, you can bet on esports now.
That's cool.
that is interesting.
Betting is always fun. There's a thing that
Can't do it,
Smash
so-
there's a thing that Smash people do where it's like, because if you're not in a tournament and you're playing with someone, there's not really like any stakes, I guess, because you're just like playing matches for fun. So it's called like friendlies. But if you want to have put something on the line, you could do like money matches where it's basically like, all right, whoever wins like 2 out of 3 games or 3 out of 5 games gets like, I'll put 50 down, you put 50 down. So it's kind of like you're gambling on yourself, which is an interesting thing. I don't have that kind of dough to be thrown around, but
Yeah.
it's definitely makes it more interesting. But yeah, it's a fun thing that people do.
Never have hope in your own skill to be gambling on yourself. Like, I can't do that. I'm not good at any games. But I guess I can give you guys another way of respect. I mean, I couldn't. Like, I can't be in front of a screen for more than 3 hours. I get tired. And I mean, but if you enjoy it, I guess that was understandable. I mean, I could play Sims. If Sims was like competitive, then yeah. I know it's not because it's a live simulation game, but hey, don't hate on my game. Okay. I enjoyed it for a long time throughout my life. Like, I can tell you that I was obsessed. I had all the games, but like, props to you guys who, y'all take time out of y'all day to like actually practice, which I think that builds character in a person. Cause like for me, like I have to practice because my coaches tell me to practice, but you guys are like, I'm going to set aside my own time to work on bettering myself in this game. So props because I don't have the willpower to be like, I'm going to get up this morning and I'm going to go work out because I want to do on the weekend. No, I don't want to do it on the weekend. I want to go to sleep. So I give you that. I can give you guys that. I think that's the difference between us as athletes is that you guys can do anything on your own and you don't have someone bossing you around or you don't have all these rules and regulations. So it's more fun.
And they're better in every way.
Okay, not okay. All righty. I guess that's a good way to wrap this up.
Yep.
I gotta get to class, guys. I have digital audio production as my class this evening.
That's a fun one.
Yeah, I got an 82 on the test. So
what they test you about, like how to turn on a camera?
No, digital audio.
No, it's how to test the mic.
Yeah, like literally there was
questions about what cable. All right, 85 right there.
I think I failed. I made an 82, but I don't think I got some of the answers right. They were like talking about frequency and other stuff. I don't know.
You don't need to know all that.
That's
in this class I do, unfortunately. But I mean, hey, my teacher said, I mean, I like my professor. But he told me, he was like, before the test happened, he's like, try like, yeah, you can use your notes, but like, you're not gonna have time to go through your home notes in an hour. And I was like, okay, bet. So I did it, made it 82. So sorry, Eric, but I did it. I sent this podcast into our class, so I hope he listens to it one day.
Oh, wow. That's that marketing.
Exact moment. All righty. Well, I want to thank you, Jaidyn, for joining us today. We love having
Go
guests.
get a mug. Jaidyn, go get a cup or a mug.
Oh, yeah, go get a cup. Do you have a cup on you real quick? Yeah.
Take me like 3 seconds to get one.
Okay. Because that's how we end our show. I got our mugs. AJ, you got your mug?
Yep. And while he's gone, oh God. What is it? While you were talking about your test, I have a test Thursday, right? And one of the students asked, he's like, hey, will this test be proctored? And he's like, no, but good luck on cheating because it's like a higher level math. So it's like, he's like, you won't be able to look these up.
You got your mug, Jaidyn? What you got?
Yeah.
I told AJ that I think we should sell these because we can get one with 2 of us, but AJ thinks it's not great.
Oh, yeah,
no one's gonna buy them. No one's gonna buy them.
Okay, AJ.
Does AJ have his?
Yeah, look at that. That's me.
Wow. Yeah, I got yours on merch.
Yep.
Well, this one's gaming related. So.
Oh, hey, there you go. I don't know how we're gonna all clink at the same time, guys. We'll figure it out.
No, Jalen, you're gonna, because for me, you're below, so you're gonna have to go up.
How am I gonna go up?
Go to your left, I think. Yeah, that way. So
okay, based off your video,
you're
the one on.
Yeah.
Well, mine has.
You're gonna have to go up.
Okay, well, mine is different on my side of the dance, so I guess we'll just do it based off your recording, AJ.
Yeah.
This is probably weird. Alrighty, guys. This has been tea time. Ready?
Wait.
Oh wow.
Bye, guys.